So today what I'm going to talk about is indriya-saṁvara. We'll try to do the bhojane matyanutta and if possible jagariyana yoga. I'm not too sure whether we can finish all of that. But before that, what are we following? From the Buddha's standpoint is that we are not meditating, we are developing the mind. There's a difference between meditation and bhavana. Okay, meditation is Latin word. So yesterday I sent one write up. I don't know whether you looked into it or not. It's okay, but it's very important to know the distinction and also know that what are we trying to do. Okay, it's about mental development. Bhavana means is to develop. It's from the root word bhava, to become. So from a bad to good, and then to liberation. So that's exactly what we are trying to achieve. So basically, when I say let's meditate, the thing that comes in my mind is to close the eyes and sit. But that's not bhavana. So indriya-saṁvara is part of bhavana. Sila is part of bhavana because you are changing the characteristics or the character, that is my character, which is there as so and so, doing so and so thing. Now stop doing those things because they are immoral. It's got nothing to sit on a cushion, nothing to do with that. It's about developing good qualities and removing the bad qualities. Okay, that's the reason Khetta. Khetta means field. Kammam Khetta. So I don't want to suffer. If I don't want to suffer, meaning I want to get what I want, but it doesn't happen. So there is something which is constraining that. So I'm wanting to remove that obstacle, constraint, or whatever it is. So I'm developing those qualities which then make my life better, this present life and the future life to come. Okay. So that's basically the bhavana. So if somebody asks you, or in fact they ask me, conventionally I can say I'm meditation or I'm meditating, but what I should know is I'm not meditating. There's nothing to meditate. I am developing the good qualities versus the bad qualities. So I'm removing 10 immoral deeds because they bring suffering. It's not that something crazy I'm doing. No. I'm doing it because it creates pain. Because the things which were working will not work. So I want it to work. To cite an example, I need money for living, but I am a stingy person. So somebody comes and tells me, Vilas, you know what? If you give, you get. If you don't give, you don't get. But that's true. If I don't give to anyone, there's nothing I require. So I'll not get. After much of thought, after much of debate with my friend, I treat him to be a Kalyana Mitra, spiritual friend, and I believe whatever he says. I rely on his judgment. And slowly, very slowly, I start to open up my fist. I give. Then he asked me, Vilas, did you not experience slight gladness? I say, yes, there's something different. So can you do it a little more? A little more. Not about money, a little more of giving. Can you give something to the society? Can you give something to the community? Is what I can give. And my friend says, Vilas, you're very knowledgeable. Why don't you share knowledge? That's dana. And I start doing it. I don't ask anyone, oh, what will you do with my video? What will you do with my knowledge? Where are you going to use it? Should I um, ask for royalty or whatever? Should I charge it? No. My friend says, no, Vilas, don't do it. So then I start doing it. Slowly, I find a change. The things that were holding on to me is released. Now I don't care. And I feel very happy, genuinely happy, irrespective of that condition. Meaning, if somebody gives me something or not, I'm not worried. So it works. Then my friend says, Vilas, I'll teach you another thing. Now that you understand, when you give, you get. When you don't kill, you get long lifespan. When you don't steal, you get more wealth. When you don't indulge in sexual intercourse or plan for a sexual intercourse, you will not get a womb. When you don't tell lies, you will not be accused. When you don't slander, you'll have friends. When you don't have harsh speech, you will not listen things which you don't want to listen. If you don't do idle chatter or talk nonsense, not at the right time, etc., people will take you seriously. If you don't wish for others' property or whatever it is, others' wealth or others' comfort or their happiness, and thinking that you should have got it, if you let go of it, you will be in a better place. If you live ill will, you would not burn yourself. And if you remove 10 immoral deeds, the suffering ends. Okay, we'll just do this. I say, how should I do it? Look at the consequence. Okay. Should I write it down? Yes, because you might not remember, because you don't have sati. Okay, what should I write? Write when you fail. When you do a mistake, write it. On that day, I did this mistake. Okay, I killed something. What's the consequence? Just write down. Did you had an intention to kill or it just happened? No, it just happened. Then leave it. But the second one, you should have an intention to steal. Otherwise, you can't steal. Oh, yes, I took 3 sheets of paper from my office. Was it intentional, or you had taken some sheets and then you got 3 sheets? No, it was intentional. Then go back and refill those 3 sheets. Okay. Why? Because you're going to suffer. If somebody keeps track of the number of sheets, and if they have a camera and they come back to you and saying that you've taken more sheets, it will be embarrassing. So why don't you give back sheets? So I would volunteer, which I've never done in my life. I volunteer saying that, hey, you know what, by mistake, I've taken these 3 sheets. I'll give you another example, which happened when I was there in Australia at Sheniel's home. So he had given me liquid soap for bathing, but I'd forgotten to ask him, can I use the shampoo? This next to that was shampoo. But I wanted to use the shampoo, so I used the shampoo. Then I went and told him, you had not permitted, but I used the shampoo. He said, Vilas, that whole room is yours. Do whatever you want. But I just wanted to say to you, because I used something which was not given to me. You only said about the liquid soap, but you never told me about shampoo. So I should have taken permission before using it. It becomes adina dana. It was not given to you. So how can you use it? So there's a consequence. It's very trivial. No, it is not trivial. It's not. So I asked him. He said, henceforth, anything you find, it's yours. You don't have to ask me. I said, okay, then it's fine. You have given me the entire house, so I can do whatever I want. It's fine. It's my responsibility now. It's not my ownership, it's my responsibility. That's fair. Just like what Madhulika and Niket have done by donating and Mac Mini. It's my responsibility. It's not my ownership. It's not mine. And the same thing with Ari, who has given me MacBook Pro. That's not mine, but it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility. It's not my ownership. There's no ownership. It's not mine. I can't consider these things as mine. No, but it's my responsibility to take care of it because it's their gift or their donation, which is serving the purpose of the Dhamma. So it can't be taken as mine, not at all. Unless specifically said, this we are gifting it to you only. It's for you, not for other, not for Dhamma. It's for you, it's personal gift. Then it's okay. But otherwise, this gift is for Dhamma. So it can't be used for anything other than Dhamma. So now I know the consequence. So I will not do it. So that's a development. So when we come to Buddha Dhamma, it's not about sitting or doing whatever, it's about development. You develop. So you develop the 10 moral deeds in place of 10 immoral deeds, looking at the consequence. This is a consequence of a wrong action. Like Chirag has given, or his mother has gifted an iPad. It's not mine. It's Advitiya's or Chirag's. It's not mine. But it's my responsibility to take care of it. I can't be heedless. I can't be careless. Should be careful. It's not mine. So, what is not mine cannot be made as mine just because it is in my hand. No, not at all. Even the meditation center to which people have donated is not mine. I have to take care. I'm a person like a caretaker. It's not mine. None of the items over there is mine. Simple. Being very honest. It's not mine. But it belongs to the Sangha. It's a Sangha dana. So it belongs to Sangha. Anybody can use it as long as they are there. It's a common property. Except for the house. That meditation hall, what is built from donation. So I can't claim ownership, but it's my responsibility. So it's bhavana. It's not meditation. So that's the difference. It's a development. It's a mental development as opposed to sitting on a couch or on a cushion or whatever. No, not at all. Now I come to the indriya-saṁvara with this. Okay. Now what is indriya? Is senses. What is samvara? Is restricting. Again, it's not about closing eyes. It's not about opening eyes. It's nothing of that sort. Now let us understand in a very deep level what is happening. So it is chakuncha paticca rupe cha uppajjati chakku viññānam. So paticca means dependency. Depending on the eye and the sight, the viññāna, the conscious experience, arises. It's called chakku viññāna. Chakku is not akhi. Akhi means physical eye. Chakku is not the physical eye at all. So it means a mental created eye. When I see, let's say, Niket, I'm not saying it's just Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, Akasa. In its place, I'm seeing Niket. Yep. Now this Niket, when comes into the mind's eye, Chakku, creates feeling because there is phassa, contact. So samvara is not to make a sign beyond Niket. What does that mean? Niket is working for so-and-so organization, and then he is staying in so-and-so country, earning so-and-so money, and this and that, and all those things are not supposed to be done. Yes, there is Niket, that's it, over. At the max, nothing more. Conventionally, when I meet Niket, we can have a conversation. But effectively, there is no conversation. Like the other day, Sunday, Stanzin and his wife had come home. Yeah, we spoke. That's correct. Absolutely, we spoke. But it is indriya-saṁvara. Speak to what is required. Why? Because if I allow the proliferation beyond this point, it starts to get distorted. As an example, I like Leh or Ladakh. Is a symbol, is a sign. So when I saw their family, it makes me feel connected. So there is a raga for that place. So the next question I'm going to ask is, which place in Ladakh are you from? And he would say something. This place, I was very. So now that story begins. Instead of looking it as a piece of land, now I am excited about it. And that creates papancha sanyas sankha. It doesn't stop there. It starts proliferation and addition and growing and growing and growing. So there's no end to it. So what Buddha says in the Upaya Sutta, it's in Sayyukta Nikaya. If somebody wants to go through that, it is 22.53 Upaya Sutta. Before you go there, understand what he is saying. If you allow the consciousness to proliferate, that is, when I see Stanzin or Niket or Madhulika or Avanti or Hari, whatever it is, whoever is there on the video right now, if I allow proliferation, meaning if I allow story making, it's endless. It starts to grow, mature, and die, again grow, again mature, and die. How? I would say, and you remember we went to Golden Gate Bridge. It's past, but I created it as though it is present. Then we go on that mental chatter. It's eating, gochara. So I'm eating that food. And since I went with Ariu to Golden Gate Bridge and along with Chirag and Vrinda, so now we can bring back that memory and do what? Keep on talking on that. So as soon as the Rupa is taken by consciousness, it starts to create, mature, and die. So after Golden Gate Bridge, we bring something else. And after that, we bring something else. And then we bring something else. And we bring. So all those events are coming and going and coming and going and coming and going. Because it's coming from manancha paticcha dhammecha uppajjati manovinyanam as opposed to chakku vinyanam. So when I saw the Golden Gate Bridge, it's already created one. So I did not see it as a bridge between two places. I saw it as Golden Gate Bridge. And I experienced Golden Gate Bridge. And that's the problem. Because there's no samvara happening there. The indriyas have got proliferated beyond the convention. So it's because of the sign which I've made. So next time I'm around San Francisco and I go to Golden Gate Bridge, two things are going to happen. The last time I went to Golden Gate Bridge will come. And there would be comparison between this time how the Golden Gate Bridge is. And now that time was good or this time is good. And that's the problem with this. Because there's a samvara. Constricting, restricting. No, it is proliferating. So I start describing it. Anubyañjana. Defining it in different colorful ways to enjoy what I was seeing. So when I take that place as Golden Gate Bridge, if I am speaking, let's say I give a call to my wife and say, you know, where am I? And she says, I know you're in US. No, no, no. You're missing the point. You know where I am at present. She said, I don't know. See here, I'm showing you Golden Gate Bridge. It's so nice. So the cars which are running there, the sound is from Golden Gate Bridge. Cars would be running everywhere. But this is special because I am on Golden Gate Bridge. So then after I go to the other side of Golden Gate Bridge, I will ask Ariu and Chirag when we go for food. Them, can I buy a miniature Golden Gate Bridge? I can't live without it. And as promised, there is one Golden Gate Bridge in one shop and souvenir. So I go there and it's charged around $130 or something. And let's say I don't allow Chirag and Ariu to pay for it and I myself pay for it. This time I'll say it's mine. So let me pay for it, not for Dhamma. So what did I carry? Golden Gate Bridge. Obviously. What else would I carry? Not only the memories of Golden Gate Bridge, now I have carried the Golden Gate Bridge itself. Then I keep it in my showcase. Then I keep on reflecting on it. So basically, eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body are now in Golden Gate. Not only the mind, these five senses are also there because of Vyanjana describing it. So I will stop. I will know it is Golden Gate Bridge. Agree. That's a sanya. That's just been told. Oh, this bridge is called Golden Gate. Now, if I really look at it, what is this business of Golden Gate Bridge? Is some fight between some people on this side and some people on that side for gold digging. And they created this bridge in 1900s because they were in search of gold. And that's how Chinese entered into San Francisco. Then I know, oh, so there's no real Golden Gate Bridge then. Now it's for what? Greed, to get gold. So the people have worked there digging more than 18-20 hours non-stop to get gold. So they had to make a bridge. So it was called Golden Gate Bridge. And there's not even an ounce of gold in that bridge. Then my illusion is broken. So I developed bhavana that anything we call is unreal. It's just a label. If I say something is beautiful, it's a label. There's nothing beauty in that. As long as that thing looks like that, it looks beautiful. So there is no ugly and beautiful then in that sense. Yes. So my indriya is restrained. It's not going anywhere. So it is bhavana all the time. It's not meditation as in sitting on a couch or a cushion and closing eyes for hours together. No, that's not the one at all. Then shouldn't we do it? You should. So we'll come to that section later. But first, for now, we need to know that we need to guard the senses from proliferation, story making. Okay? So chakuncha pati charupe chapujati chakku vinyanam tinna sangati phasso phassa pachay vedana yam vedeti tam sanjanati. Now in this sanjanati, I have taken Golden Gate Bridge. Yam sanjanati tam vitaketi. Now I start vitak, debating on the Golden Gate Bridge. Yam vitaketi tam papancheti. Now I've created no, Avanti, hold on. So now I created papancha. Papancha means proliferation. I start creating a situation, a scene, which is independent of the real state. What does that mean? The enjoyment or suffering of Golden Gate Bridge is irrespective of anybody enjoying or suffering with that. Example, Akela. Myself, Aryu, Chirag and his wife Randa, we went to the Golden Gate Bridge, and then on that day it was cloudy. But it was a first time experience of Golden Gate Bridge for me, let's say. We had never been to Golden Gate Bridge. In fact, I had never been to San Francisco area. Only last time, whenever I've been to America, it was only the East Coast or Central. It's not about West Coast. Even though I've gone to West Coast, Seattle and all that, but never to California area. So it was much of excitement, let's say. And when I go there, what do I see? It's cloudy. Oh, the Golden Gate Bridge with sun and the water shimmering light. And if you take a selfie, it's so nice. But that way it was cloudy. So now I'm proliferating it. Okay, papancha. Oh, if it was sunny, it would have been good. Anyway, but we have come there. So we have to take some photos anyway, any which way. So we took some photographs. But it doesn't look that nice, actually, because there's no sun. It was cold also when we went there. So the next time we were in Golden Gate Bridge, it was sunny. So I was very happy. But still proliferation between the cloudiness of San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge versus sunniness of the same Golden Gate Bridge. Okay. Now, Yam Papancheti, once it doesn't stop there, he says, Yam Papancheti tato tam nidana. Nidana means origin. Purisa, person. What does he do? Papancha sanya sankha samudacharanti. He keeps on adding to whatever he's experiencing, making it bigger and bigger and bigger. Atita, in the past, I experienced like this. Anagata, in future, when I come to San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge, Pachuppanna, now it is like this. Vichakku vinyane surupesu. So then I see the eyes and the sight, and that consciousness is going to last forever. But I don't understand that it doesn't even last after I move away from Golden Gate Bridge. Had I done indriya-saṁvara, then this thing called as Golden Gate Bridge wouldn't have even arose. It would have only come as a convention. It's a bridge. Call it even as Platinum Gate Bridge, how does it matter? Like in Brisbane, you have Victoria Point. Do you find Victoria there? Queen Victoria sitting and waving, "Hey Vilas, how are you? All good? It's so nice meeting you." No. It's named like that. Why? Because still English has hold over Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. So it's Commonwealth countries. So they have put their names. It's all English names. Fair. Like if I am British Columbia, it's basically British who is ruling it. As simple as that. How does it matter? So there's nothing called British Columbia. It's who is ruling. And that's it. And the flag, if you look at it, Australian flag has English flag or British flag. Same with New Zealand. So if you know that much, there is no proliferation. So there's no Victoria in Victoria Point. It's just a name. So just leave it. So then the eyes are not proliferating, the ears are not proliferating, the nose is not proliferating, the tongue is not proliferating, the body is not proliferating, and hence the mind does not proliferate. Now I am in indriya-saṁvara. And that is bhavana. So the first bhavana was to develop the moral qualities. Again, not about sitting on the couch or on the cushion. The second one is indriya-saṁvara. So the step-by-step approach in the Sekka Sutta, MN 53, is after sila, is indriya-saṁvara. Okay, then the third one, bhojane matyanutta. Matyanutta means anyutta, what is good. In food, what is good. Okay, it's not about whether you were to eat Cantonese or Chinese or Indian or Mexican or American or European or whatever. It's about what is good. What's good for you? So how do you know? How do I know what is good for me? Let the food be anything. Like in Brisbane, uh, I used to eat this poha and all that. Then one day, Shaniel and Bobby convinced me to eat wheat bix. And I was only concerned about constipation, and it didn't constipate, so I started eating wheat bix. But the box of that wheat bix reads a beautiful message. All Aussies like wheat bix. It's the most healthy stuff. It's an Aussie brand. Okay, it's made out of wheat. That's the reason wheat. And big is biscuits. So that you put with milk and so many other things and eat it. So the thinking was, if you make Indian food, it takes a lot of time. If you eat wheat bix is pretty easy. And in the Vipassana Center there in Pomona in Brisbane, they eat the same thing. So Bobby was suggesting, I think, Vilasji, you need to do this. So then, okay, because these people were coming to America, to Australia from America and all this thing. So we didn't wanted to make an Indian huge meal. But anyway, it ended up making Indian good food. So people enjoyed in the end. But anyway, coming back to this point is that the position was that I'm eating poha and dosa and idli and all this will take too much time. And Bobby had learned how to make dosa, idli for me, for my sake. And I was wondering why he has to take so much pain. So he has taken 6 months training from his wife, Merin, to serve me with this. I was thinking, it's too much. I'm troubling poor Bobby so much. So I started eating wheat bix. Now, wheat bix, poha, this, that, all that is for what? Is for nourishment. That's it. It's got nothing to do with whether you have to eat this or eat that. In fact, now my family is so used to wheat bix. Okay. Now, the thing is, should you eat or shouldn't you eat shouldn't be a question. Is it nourishing to you, and is it going to sustain? It's going to digest. You will not have any problems after eating this. Is the only thing I need to see. So I have a constipation problem because my father or my father's side all have constipation issues. It's hereditary. So certain food items are not that good for me. So I need to replace that with curds or some kind of probiotic thing to get the digestion going. Otherwise, I have no issues. So the basic thing is what for I am eating. I should be sure. It's not about what they can serve. Bobby makes a very good sambar, and Vrinda and Advitya, that is Chirag's mother, they made very good food, Indian and all kind of food. So we had good amount of food. So one day I told, are we only eating or do we want to do something? And then that day we reduced because Vipassana day we didn't wanted too many food stuff, substance. But anyway, coming back to this is that it's not the food is a problem. That's not a problem. It's the indulgence with the food is a problem. So am I indulging is the question. If you're hungry, just eat it. Not to the full, 75%, and leave it empty. It's just like refueling. See, if I don't want to look at that Pali phrase saying that Patisankha Yoniso Pindapatam, Patisevami, Nevadavaya, Namadaya, Namandanaya, Navibhushana, which I don't even understand what it is. Let's say if that is my state, I don't have to understand this because I don't have Pali knowledge. Fair. But all that I need to know is that, is it nourishing? Is it required for my health? And can I eat to whatever it can take without creating indulgence? And that's it. And he uses another term, Vikala Bhojana. It's not, you have to see the clock because it says Kala. In fact, during the Buddha time, they didn't have a clock. And when R.H. David, she translated from Pali, created a Pali Text Society, PTS, in Colombo, Sri Lanka. And then she brought it to India. When she did that, she's a British. So in England, they call it as a noon. And noon is an English one. It's got nothing to do with this part of the world. So they implemented afternoon. So they made it forenoon and afternoon. And there's noon. So 12 o'clock is noon. There's no concept of 12 o'clock at all. If that was the case, Buddha should have said this. Dvadasa Kala. Dvadasa means 12. Kala means time. And there's no mention of 12 p.m. And p.m. means post-morning. Unless Buddha studied in maybe Manchester or in some English place, Cambridge maybe. It's not true. So we need to have some brains ourselves in looking at what he is saying, not just follow blindly. It says Vikala Bhojana. So don't have anything to eat without feeling hungry, because Kala means time. The time has to come. And time will come when the food is completely dissolved. It's gone. Now you meditate. Sorry, have a bhavana. I don't want to use the word meditate. Have a bhavana. Develop an ability to see whether this hunger is created because I like that food or the hunger is genuine hunger. So what I do, I take 2 sips of water to see whether it is reducing or increasing. If it is real hunger, the moment you put water, it increases. Not this much of water, 2 to 3 sips of water, just a sip of water. And it will tell you. If it is hunger, it starts to increase. When the hunger increases, go and eat. Doesn't matter what you eat, as long as it is nourishing. Now, what is nourishing? Nourishing means that doesn't have sucrose, too much of sucrose. If I eat sucrose too much, it takes me to sleep, drowsiness. Because sugar by nature takes more energy to digest. So obviously, the blood flow to the brain decreases and the blood towards the stomach increases. Simple. So now if I eat rice and other substance too much, it's sucrose. It induces sleep. So what should I do? Chankama, walk. So after eating, walk slowly, not fast, because then you are dividing the energy for walking and also for digestion. Either of the one will not happen. If you walk fast, then the digestion will not happen. If you don't walk, also the digestion will not happen. So to take a slow walk to digest the food. Simple. When you walk slow, when I walk slow, it digests the food because the sucrose will get consumed. But what happens if I sit? It lands in liver. So I get what? Fatty liver. That's all is going to happen. So we need to have some brains in what we do. It's about bhavana development. So indriya-saṁvara, bhojane matyanutta is for development. You develop. Am I hungry? Not hungry. If I'm hungry, I eat. If I'm not hungry, I'm not eating. That's it. That's bhavana, development. Earlier, I used to eat, snacking. Now I don't eat. Hungry, eat. No hungry, not eat. Simple formula. And let it be nourishing. Because this body is food body. It's made out of food. Ahara samudayo, rupa samudaya. It has come into existence because of food. So I need to have good food so that there's no suffering. Simple. I'll remove all those which bring suffering to me. So I will not eat without time, vikala. And ratti bhojana. As far as possible, I'll not partake dinner. Reason being, I'm not going to consume it. I'm going to sleep. And when I sleep, there's no digestion. And also, there is no sun. So both are not there. Neither I am doing something to digest it, nor there is sun. So if I eat, I need to consume it. So I'll not eat. What if I'm hungry? Eat to that level so that it sustains. So he says, Puranancha Vedanam Patihankami. Puranam, old. Vedana, the feeling. What feeling? Painful feeling of hunger. Patihankami, to cut off. Navancha Vedanam cha Upadesami. I don't want a new feeling to arise. And for that reason only I'm eating. I've got this feeling of Purana, old feeling of hunger. I can't do anything except for eating. So I will go and eat. That's all. Done. Okay, so this much I need to do. This is the step of bhavana, and then we come into the next, which is Jagarayana Yoga, which I will not do it today, we'll do it tomorrow, but this is what I wanted to cover on the senses, sila, senses, and Bhojane Matyanutta. Then tomorrow we'll look into what is Jagarana means. To be awake. Okay, before we get there, I would like to cover a section on sleepiness, Thinamida. Okay, because we are talking about indriya-saṁvara and bhojana, so it brings in a good thing about this. What is thina or thina? It means mental sluggishness. Okay, what does that mean? Non excited, the mind which is not open, not awakened, hazy, foggy, whatever you want to call. Okay. And midha is heaviness of the body. You don't feel interested in doing anything except for lying down and sleeping. So, just to tell you, there is one sutta, Pachala Yamana Sutta. It's in Anguttara 7.61. Okay. I would like to cover that so that you understand what I'm trying to tell you. I'm sharing the screen so that you don't have to struggle. It's about Moggallana. So he's saying, Tasmat itha Moggallana yatha sannissa te viharato tam middham okkamati tam sanyam ma manasi manasa kasi tam sanyam ma bahula makasi. So now you see this, what they have put here, meditating. And there is no word called meditating in this entire Pali text. You see this problem. So nicely, you will get trapped with this English translation. It is sanni, perception. Te viharato, dwelling. You see, I'm just clicking on that so that you can yourself. Okkamati means happens. Manasa akasi. See, made in the mind is put correctly. Sanyam, perception. So, where is meditating here? You understand the problem now. When we use the word meditation, by nature, we think it is closed eyes and sitting. So now it's feeling drowsy. But he is not talking about that. Okay. He's saying, Thanam ko panetam moggallana vijjati yam te evam viharato tam middham pahiyetha. That means you remove that sanya of being in midha, heaviness of the body. Don't feel the body heaviness. Make the mind have mental lightness so that the body heaviness is not felt. And in the last, this is what I wanted to show, especially for Bobby, is that he talks about chankama here. Wait a second. Perception of light, then Nachete evam viharato tam middham pahiyeta tato tvam moggallana pacha puri sanya chankamam adittha hayesa anto gaheta indriyehi abhahi gatena manasena. That means pacha puri sanni. Continuously be aware of your walking. Why? Be aware of what you're doing, which is in this case chankama. Be aware of walking, and the midha will go away. Okay. And first thing, there's no thing called as meditation. In that sutta, the English translation says meditating. There is nothing in that called meditation. And in fact, there's no term called meditation in Buddha language. It is bhavana. It's nothing to do with meditation as word. Bhavana is not meditation. It is the only two things he uses: bhavetabba, make it yours by doing it and be in bhavana. And the second thing, what he talks about is how to develop bhavana, like in the case of indriya bhavana, samadhi bhavana, like that. It's bhavana, it's development, as against sitting and meditating. Now I come to the section where you need to sit and watch the breath. That is anapana sati. Now that sati is in all the postures, but starting with sitting. So after we cross these four, sila, indriya-saṁvara, jagariyana yoga, bhojane matyanukta, you come to section which is sampajanya. We have to create sampajanya. I mean, develop sampajanya, not create, develop sampajanya, which we are going to take it tomorrow along with Jagariyana Yoga. Once you are ready with sampajanya, you have to have santosa, contentment. Once you develop contentment, then you have to go into the nivarnas. Once you remove the nivarna, the mind is ready for watching the breath without effort, which we will do by Thursday. I think I should have covered it. Or tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By Friday, I think we should have started practicing continuously throughout the day. Nothing to do with sitting, meditating, and all of that. Yeah, we've been doing it, it's good, but now we are graduating. We've been there in the same class forever, doing the same thing. Okay, any questions before I close? Anyone? Or any concerns? All good? Nobody's asking any question, means either you understood or you thoroughly misunderstood. Yes, are you?
Yeah, a small question. I think earlier I was reading the sutta on Mokkhalana. There he said yata sanya, and then he said tam sanya and all that. So I was thinking, whatever you were meditating on earlier, you should change the subject to something.
You should. You should. You should.
But you explained a different way. You said it's the heaviness which you end up meditating on, which made you fall asleep. So that's two different ways of looking at it.
Yes, in fact, it is there. Whatever you're saying also there in that. If that doesn't work, you have to change the subject. Meaning, if I'm struggling with watching the breath and feeling drowsy, take some other subject. So he says, you bring in Dhamma Vichaya. That means you bring in a Dhamma object and then look at the learning you have made, and then he says, recite it, verbally recite it. In the same sutta, what I just now showed you, he says, recite it loudly. Yes.
Oh, so it's a verbal recitation, because I was thinking if mentally recited can make you more sleepy.
No, verbal.
Okay.
Verbal.
Thank you.
Yes, stands in good.
One question is about what we encourage from the childhood times to become curious. Curious means questioning, right? One after another after, to basically get to the point. Right now, curiousness can happen in two things in this case, as you're saying, right? One is curiousness towards the Dhamma, really understand. Second is curiousness to worldly things. That's normally what we do day-to-day basis. So what we should do on this side,
You should develop the same level of curiosity as you have for worldly things.
Mhm. So should we not encourage? Because the more like curious means more proliferation of the mind.
No, not like that. As you learn objects and subject in worldly life, you also need to learn the Dhamma. It's called Dhamma Vichaya, right? And another way to look at it is Saddhamma Savana. Shravana means to hear. Now, when you hear, there would be questions, there would be understanding, there would be misunderstanding, etc., etc. So we need to keep on finding out and trying it out, finding out and trying it out. It should go like this. So you should have pariyatti, you should have patipatti, then you should have pativedan if you take it in that way. Or if you take it by bhavana, okay, then suttamaya. Sutta is heard. Sutta is what we are looking at. It's suttamaya jnana. Suttamaya means what is being heard. Now you hear, then you do chintamaya. You run it in your mind. Don't ask question, run it. Keep on running on that. Why did he say like that? Then you get two views. I will agree, I don't agree. I will agree, I will not agree. I don't agree, I don't agree. Let it run. Don't yet try to get that craving to resolve it. Instead of asking the teacher, put in the bhavana, develop it. So, suttamaya jnana, chintamaya jnana, bhavanamaya jnana. The last one, bhavanamaya, is you developed it. Now, when you want to develop something, you want to know the reason why it is like this. From where did you get this? This is not how I have understood. This is not how my other teachers have explained to me. And why are you saying it is different? Because I'm doing chinta. I'm thinking. Maybe I'm contemplating on what you said. So I'll take a couple of days on that same subject. Like I'm saying, let's say I'm saying, you shouldn't close your eyes. No, I've been closing my eyes all this long. What do you mean? I shouldn't close my eyes. I've been told from the childhood I need to close my eyes sitting for meditation. You are bringing something new which I've never heard anybody saying this. I don't agree. Fine. Keep it. I don't agree. You have heard it, right? Suttamaya. Do a chintamaya. On your own, try to see, is it true? Is it like that? Or has this teacher got confused? Is he misdirecting me? Is he directing me? Have that. Don't yet decide. So take a day, saying that the whole day I'm going to look at it. Okay. Now you see, if you sit for 1 hour, then what will you do after getting up? That's interesting. Because after getting up, I've stopped everything. But it's continuous. Bahuli kata. It's repetition, continuous. So nobody can close their eyes and sit continuously. And there's something wrong. And then I question myself. Wait a sec. Can I find anything on closed eyes meditation in the Dhamma? Is there anything like that? And I keep on saying bhavana, 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 bhavana. Bhavana means development. It's very simple. It's there. And even in English, they call it development. So it's something to be developed. That means it's not there. You have to develop it. Now I understand. The next day when I come to the class, I ask this question to my teacher. can you explain to me how this needs to be developed? Because development, meaning opening eyes and meditation, is a development. I have never done it. I don't even know it, whether doing it. Can you teach me how it is done? So you're doing two things at once. You're trying to see whether the teacher himself knows how to do it. I don't know, right? So let him demonstrate and show me how it is done. Okay, good. He knows it, how to do it. So now can we both do it together? That's what we are going to do on Thursday. I mean, you don't have to come to my home all the way from Sarjapur Road to just see how it should be done, but you are always welcome whenever you both want to come. I'm not stopping you, but we can do it online. So we'll sit and do it. How to see it. And you will be surprised to know that the breath watching is continuous, irrespective of whether you're walking, you're standing, you're sitting, or you're lying down in all the four postures. That becomes bhavana. So you've developed it. Did I answer Stanzin?
Yeah. So just like trying to still get to that understanding. So when we see something, right? So which basically it's more about we're trying to see like indriya-saṁvara we're trying to do. So should we not be questioning or like
Questioning what?
questioning anything which we see, right? What is it?
No, you have to question. See, there are two planes. One plane of existence is Lokiya Jnana. Another plane is Lokuttara Jnana. Right? There are two planes. The Lokiya Jnana, you can keep on doing it. That's absolutely no problem. So you can call this as a fig tree and that as something else, and you can keep on investigating. That is also good. But there is an investigation far, far higher than the Lokiya. Because Lokiya is created one. It doesn't stay. Today, I can call it a Sarjapur, and tomorrow I can rename it as something else. Say some person will come in, we call it as Vajrapur. Vajra means diamond. So that place is filled with diamonds, even though no diamond is found in that. He can name. And from that day onwards, all the boards will show Vajrapur instead of Sarjapur. What different did you find? Nothing. You are now changed your mental state to call it as Vajrapur, just like it was Bangalore. Initially, it was Bendakaluru in Kannada. The English couldn't call it as Bendakaluru, so they made it at Bangalore. And the government now changed it to Bengaluru. So what difference does it make? Whether it is Bendakaluru and Bangalore and Bengaluru. But actually, the first one had a meaning. It's boiled beans place. A person can boil his beans in this place, meaning you can find livelihood in this place, which made sense. Benda means boiled. Kalu means the grains, or rather seeds. So you can boil your own beans, actually beans. So you can boil the beans. That means you can find livelihood. So he made Uru means place, or a city, or a town. Now, what is Bangalore? There's no meaning attached to it. But after English named it as Bangalore, everybody started to call it as Bangalore. So the perception changed from Bendakaluru to Bangalore. So should you not question it? You can question it, and then this is the answer. What you're going to get, it was Bendakaluru, then it became Bangalore, and now it is Bengaluru. But does that do anything to your Lokuttara Jnana? No. If you know the Lokuttara Jnana, you can know the Lokiya Jnana. Yes or no? If you know the higher, you can know the lower. If you are in the lower, you can't know the higher. So now you have to change the perception, right? You have to do the indriya-saṁvara so that you can know the higher thing than the lower thing. You already know the lower thing. You know the person sitting next to you is your wife, but you don't know it is dukkha. So one dukkha sitting on the left hand side and another dukkha sitting on the right hand side, having two new dukkhas which are called as children. It's actually dukkha, but you don't know. So if you do indriya-saṁvara, you know there are four dukkhas, which is only one dukkha, all taken together. So then you know jati pi dukkha. Right? Does it make sense, Tanzin?
Yes, definitely. It really helps. Yeah.
So then you have to block something to get something. Otherwise, it will always be flowing there. So whenever you see Jigmet, it's you who is named Jigmet. It's not that when he came and then he said, Amma, Abba. He didn't say that, right? In
Correct. Yeah.
Ladakhi language. Ama, Ama, Ama. Did he say that? Once he came out, he said, Ama. And then he said, Kamsangle. And then you said, Kamsang. Did you do that? No, he did a normal thing. He pissed once he came out. And he drank milk and all that he did. He didn't even say Kamsang. But only later you taught him Kamsang, Kamsangle, then all that in English and whatever language. So it doesn't make sense. But all the four of you are dukkha. Simple. So if you know the higher, you know it's just conventional. So conventionally, he is called Jigmet. Just like conventionally, you are called as Tanzan. Because you're born in Ladakh and you are following Tibetan, so they named Stenson.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, really. Yeah.
Hope it helped.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
Okay, should we then end if no questions anywhere? Yes. Yes, Avanti.
So one last thing, I didn't want to interrupt, so I tried to send a message, but it did interrupt the flow. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
So if I understood it right now, bhavana is complete development of panya or right view or
Correct. From a Putujana to an Arhat or Putujana to Arya. That's bhavana. So
Arya.
to Arya. So first we need this good question. So let me answer that. When we are born, we are Putujana. Putu means child. We're childlike. It's called Bala. We're not Pandita. Bala. Bala means child. Okay. So everyone is a child. He believes whatever he sees is true. Like if you were to ask Stanzin, his son is Jigmet. Just like Avanti, your daughter, she will say, I am so and so. That's Putu, like a child, childlike. They don't know they are not that. Correct? They're lost in that. That's kind of the reason it's called Putujana. And if you ask, are you in New York, New Jersey, blah, 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 they would say, I am. They wouldn't know it's a name. They would feel it's true. Right? And they have aspirations. That's the reason it's called Putu. Then from Putujana, you come into Anariya. What does that mean? Arya means who doesn't circle, who has understood nissarana, cutting the samsara. And anarya means one who has not understood the samsara, which is going around. But he's moral. He believes in God. He believes in whomever he believes. So he is a religious person, following his religion, his tradition, his norms, his customs, blah, blah, all that. And he lives by that. And he does whatever the scripture says to him that he needs to do. But it creates rebirth, but it is punya. It's meritorious, which makes sense. Let's say I go to a monastery, I go to a temple, I go to a church, I go to a mosque, I go to Gurudwara, I go wherever I go, and I do everything, whatever my scripture, my teacher, my guru, or whoever tells me to do, whatever I'm supposed to do. I go to a monastery, serve the bhante. I go to a temple, I serve the monks there, let's say, or some Swamiji. Or I go to an imam and I serve him. I go to a, let's say, pope, because pope is equivalent to Jesus Christ or Son of God. So I go to the pope. Pope is living God, just like Dalai Lama is a living God. So I serve the Dalai Lama. Makes sense? So when I do this, I get a state of anarya, which makes sense than putujana. And then I come into the Buddha Dhamma, I see, this also is punya bhagya. It creates suffering. So I want to come out of complete suffering, which is nissarana. That's Arya Magga. So bhavana is taking you from a putujana state to an anarya state, from an anarya state to the arya state and ending it. That's full development. Because the Noble Eightfold Path is also Lokya. It's not Lokuttara, if you didn't know that. It's Lokya, worldly. From Samma Ditti to Samma Samadhi is Lokya. It's worldly. But it's good. It gives you good life, good rebirth. And then you come to Lokuttara. What's the point? So the bhavana is development from putujana, not knowing, to complete liberation. In 3 steps: putujana, anarya, arya.
Okay, so I had some misunderstanding about Arya word. Arya, I thought Arya is the one who found the path already and know what to do.
Yes, he knows.
That's
Arya. It is not Arya, it is Arya.
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 Okay.
Arya, anarya. Anaryo, anattha samhito. What it means, like, both the kama sukhalokana yoga and attakila matana yoga is both anarya magga. It always divides itself into 2 paths. One path of sensual, another path of self, violence, hardship. Let's say I believe in God. I go on this attakila matana yoga, and I don't believe in God. I go to kama sukhalkana yoga. And they both are anariyo, anatta samhito. That means it doesn't lead to any artha. Artha means any substance, anything worth. Because you have to let go of Sila Vitta Paramasa. When you are coming into the Arya Magga, the first thing that will go is, after doubt going, is Sila Vitta Paramasa, which means hanging on to the rituals. Because it is anaryo. That doesn't mean that you will not go to the monasteries or temple or mosque or church or whatever religious you have, but you know it is created. It's not real. Anything that is created can be destroyed.
Mhm.
So that's what it is. So as a
Right.
Putujana, I don't even know that I need to live moral life. So I come to a religion, a Christian religion or a Hindu religion or a Muslim religion or whatever religion, and I start believing in that religion, makes me near to the God, whichever God I'm having, but it gives me rebirth, fair, but I'm still with God. So the God will take me to heaven, fair. What's the problem? That's the problem.
Mhm.
That's anarya. It doesn't matter. I love to be there with my God. And then you come to Arya. So first you have to set your worldly things. See, all the 10 immoral deeds, breaking the 10 immoral deeds is Lokya. It's got nothing to do with Lokuttara. What the point? So your bhavana is development step by step, from a Putujana to Anarya, from Anarya to Arya. People think they can get to Arya like this. I don't want to follow anything of this. I'll just do this and I'm there. Never. It's Buddha Dhamma, step by step process.
That's a direct path of some people follow some direct path, Advaita path.
There is
That's like
no
most of the
direct
steps are
path.
skipped.
There is no direct path except in
Right.
steps. Even Buddha Dhamma is ekayano ayam bhikkave maggo. That is correct, but in steps. Like if you go through the Ratha Vinita Sutta, the question is asked, why should we follow Buddha? Is it for Sila Visuddhi? He says no. Chitta Visuddhi? No. Kankha Visuddhi? No. Magga Amagga Jnana Visuddhi? No. My goodness. And he gives 7. He says all the 7 are not true. And then in the end, Sariputta says it's for Anutpada Nibbana Dhatu. If I say it is for Sila Visuddhi, it is Utpada. Anything that is Utpada is going to go into dissolution, Vyaya. If you say Chitta Visuddhi, again it goes off. So to give up. Giving up is a magga of Arya. Holding on to is a Anarya. And not knowing that you are holding is Putujan. Good question, Avanti. It's too late in the night, but yet nice that to see that you are awake and you want to know about this. Good. So that's the reason there is no meditation in Buddha Dhamma. The cushion meditation is not there. It's very strange, but it's true. Not there. You read the entire suttas, you'll never find a single place where Buddha says, Akhi Padihati. Yes, Nilesh, you're on mute.
Sorry, sir. Um, Probably a very basic question, and maybe I should wait until Thursday. But I just wanted to kind of check with you. Um, when I try to kind of come back to the breath in my day-to-day routine, I generally try to use numbering as anchor. I generally try to use counting from 100 all the way to 0 as the anchor. I don't know whether it is right approach or wrong approach, but once, let's say, I do a couple of rounds from 100 all the way to 0, then naturally I feel that I'm able to stay with the breath much more longer without using the numberings anymore. But I'm using numbering as an anchor right now. Is that something okay to do, or not advisable?
You asked what I wanted to cover on Thursday. You asked today, but anyway, I don't want to make you feel you have to wait till Thursday India time. But you need to know how to develop thought development. You don't have to put all of this sanya. This is called perceptions. It becomes a symbol and becomes a habit that without numbering 100, 99, 98, 97, you'll not be able to do it at all. It's not about numbering, it's about knowing. What should you know? When a being comes into this world, he comes with breathing. And when the person goes out, he goes out as breathing. And you should know, on an average, we breathe 15 breaths a minute in general situations. And in 10 situations, our breathing pattern changes from 15 to 40, even 50, or even more. When the person is angry, he is breathing more than 100. So there's panic. And that's the reason he is panting for breath. It's happening because the breath is not happening. And his beats per minute, actually, from generally it is 60s, normal goes to 98, 120, 130, to a point of fainting. And some people faint while they argue. You've seen it, right? So you need to know that the breath changes based upon our emotions. So when you understand this, the breath watching becomes natural, because you don't want to get tired. Because when I'm getting angry or upset or excited or anxious or whatever it is, my breath pattern has changed. One way to do it is, if you have an Apple Watch, you can just look at the counts, BPM, beats per minute. In general, mine is at 47 beats per minute. In general, all the time. When I speak, like I'm speaking, it is showing 70. That's the max. If I stop speaking now, it goes back to 47, 48, 50, like that. That means my lifespan is more at this point in time. That means I would look more younger than the people of my age. So the burnout is less. So that means even though I'm now 54, I don't seem like 54, because the body is not burnt out. Because I am not 54, the body is 54-year old. It means it has gone through so much of recycling. So if I know this, the reason why I need to focus on the breath is to stop the excitement, Stop the worry, stop the anxiety, stop the anger, stop the delusion. That's a better approach than counting from 100 to 99 to 98 and all that, or saying Buddho, Buddho, Buddho and becoming a Buddha out of it. Instead of that, this is better. You should know why. The breath comes in first time and the breath ends last time. In between is life. When the ayu is gone, the usma, the prana, goes along with that. The vijnana, the consciousness, is there because of breath. As soon as the stopping of the breath, the consciousness becomes unconscious. So you can try this out when somebody is debating, let's say on the TV. You can see if he's talking too much, he doesn't know what is he talking. He start to talk whatever he wants to talk, and he's excited, and there's a sweating. There's so many things which is happening. In fact, there's one sutta where a Brahmin comes and asks Buddha, and he starts arguing, and Buddha asks him one question. Have you seen any sweat coming in my armpits and my face, and while you are panting and sweating? And that person says, I'm sorry, sir. I misunderstood you. Please forgive me. Teach me how to do this. Because even in that hot debate, Buddha was not hot. And why he became hot? Because he didn't know how to watch the breath. So don't do that. You need to know that you're losing energy with every breath. Is death. Breathe in, life comes in. Breathe out, life goes out. It's just a matter of time when the person ends his journey. Now the question comes, do you want to end it pretty soon, or you want to end it very cool? It's better to end it pretty cool rather than ending it pretty soon. Right? So like that. So the first marker you can see is your aging will reduce because your burnout is not there. And if somebody asks me, why do you watch breath? I can jokingly say to become young. And that's a fact. It just stops because there's no burnout. It's just like having a car. You're driving it very nicely, taking care of everything, no jerks, nothing. Will it not come more? It would. If the life of that car was 20 years, might even come more because you're taking care of it the most better way. So that means you can enjoy that car for a long period of time. Yes, I know it's going to die. Agreed. But it doesn't mean that I should be careless. Until I end the journey as an arhat, no point in spoiling this vehicle. Because then I'll be getting another vehicle. No, this is sufficient. This is whatever I have, this vehicle is fine. Let me take care of it the most proficient way. So, even on my thing, there's no wrinkles. By 54, you'll have a lot of wrinkles. I don't have wrinkles. So, it's not that I'm doing something extraordinary. It's generic. Just be aware of the breath. Because the more you breathe, the more you die. So don't breathe much. That's all. That's a secret. So you have to count. You should know why. So you develop bhavana. watching breath has become a project for us. No, you have to be knowing the breath, not doing something about the breath. It's not obsession. Obsession kills you. Even watching breath as an obsession kills you because you're putting so much energy. It's not required. It's relaxation as opposed to fighting with it. We fight with it. And we get drowsy. Because the moment you close your eyes, the drowsiness starts. Anyway, we'll take it on Thursday. But since you asked me this question, I didn't want it to stop it. So let's try it out. Anyway, you are in US, so you're on the previous day. Like we're on Tuesday or on Monday. So
Thank you, sir.
yeah, sure.
So next step for us in US is like now we will go to bed watching breath. Isn't that right?
Now you watch the breath till you get the deep sleep, and then don't put too much of effort. You will lose sleep. Now let's say you're going to sleep. Just sleep. Just let the stomach go up and down, and just watch the stomach going up and down. You get a nice deep sleep. First, you get REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, and then you go to the core sleep, which is what you need to sleep for the body to rejuvenate or all the toxic to get out of the body. Then you get the third one, is deep sleep, when the brain works much better. You need to have a good deep sleep. And then you're awake, just like what he says in the sutta, like a lion posture. You establish what time to wake up. That you would get it later, but right now that's how he's doing it. So then you will be awakened to that time automatically. And you'll be fresh.
And not setting the alarm.
No, you don't have to set any alarm afterwards. You just say to your mind, get me up at 3 a.m. There are 3. You don't require any alarm, anything. And one thing you will come to see is the moment you do it in a proper way, the dark circles under your eyes and the wrinkles vanish. That means it's all good. Because sleep deprivation makes it dark circles and wrinkles. If you force yourself not to sleep, you will get into issues. Jagariyana yoga is we're going to take up tomorrow. So for today, just do what you are doing. Okay, should we end then? Nobody has anything? All good? Okay, so you can do, when we come to Thursday, India time, and Wednesday, US, we look into closed eyes meditation, open eyes meditation, walking meditation, sitting meditation, standing meditation. I'm using the word meditation for the benefit of people, but it is bhavana, development. So we'll see. So just 1+ day away.
Are we skipping tomorrow?
No, we are meeting for tomorrow's Jagariyana Yoga. That itself will take a whole of the day. Because how to do Jagarana? What is Jagarana? That is a most important topic. Okay. Good day and good night and good afternoon.